It's not a bad request.
Yeah, after a show, clean socks.
Yeah.
We opened for the Drive-By Truckers at the Phoenix, and they had so many clean towels that they didn't use that they gave them to us to come on our last West Coast tour. They gave them to us. You guys are going on tour? Here, take all the water and these bottles of Jack Daniels and these towels. We didn't even use them. We used them all the way.
All right, we've got 16 seconds. And that is Fred Eaglesmith there with his song I Would from the album Cha Cha Cha. And I'm Lisa Christiansen here at CBC Radio 3, and I'm going to make a big guess that my guests are fans of Fred Eaglesmith.
They are indeed.
They are indeed?
I'm bowing to Fred right now.
You're bowing? He's not really, actually. But inside, I guess you are, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so would you two gentlemen like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Dave McKeithrin.
And I am David's first cousin, Ryan McKeithrin.
And we are from the band The 45s.
And you are in the same sort of world as Fred Eaglesmith? Not to, obviously you're going to say, no, we're not even in the same world.
I don't know what world he's in. We're definitely fans of his albums. And the kind of gender bending that he does, obviously, is very influential. We like the bands that...
Gender bending or genre bending?
Genre bending,
okay.
Sorry. Wow, that's weird. I just started a real rumor. Yeah, I saw him at his campground, and I'm not actually sure what gender he was. It's news. You heard it here first.
Wow. I'm just glad I picked that up there.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you. Boy, I sure hope he's listening to that one.
Thank you.
I would love to hear that new sound.
Please feel free to correct me any other time I say something like that. It might happen. It happens quite frequently, actually.
I guess I was more trying to get you to describe the sound instead of me saying alt, country, roots, rock. How,
Right.
I don't know. I hate... I mean, I read a quote where you said, just don't try and pin down our sound. And I thought, okay, I won't.
Well, we're not too angry about it. We must have been having a bad day that day. We really just... It's just more that we like starting with the singer-songwriter genre. That's where we feel the most comfortable. But with a five-piece band, we're just really not that precious about styles. We're influenced, and every member of the band are influenced by different styles. And we don't like to ignore the last 30 or 40 years of music and technology and stuff, too, either in our lyrics or in our music. And so really, we start with the singer-songwriter genre, and then we just try to make it exciting for ourselves. So that we feel good playing it.
And then take that Fred Eaglesmith approach to the road of playing in every small town between, Vancouver and Newfoundland, and whoever will have us really, just hit the road and hit the road hard.
Now, do you think that's kind of expected of you when you play the kind of music you do, or which came first?
Well, I think it's absolutely expected. I just think you really have to prove yourself more than ever. There's a lot of bands, and the ones that aren't willing to go out and bring it to the people, I don't think last very long, typically. And that's fine for us. We like to do it.
Now, I read also that you said that in, the kind of one of the challenges of being in a roots rock band is that there's a lot of purists, that there's not, despite Fred's gender bending, there's not a lot of expectation of innovation, but do you feel like you can do interesting things, or do you want to, or how does it work for you?
We definitely want to, and we hope we accomplish it.
I don't think there's any rules, and I think the fact of having 5 band members that do come from different backgrounds contributes to that. I mean, we bring this song in, as Dave said, usually as an acoustic arrangement with some lyrics, and almost everyone in the band is a multi-instrumentalist, so we sort of just experiment and see what works. And
we have 4 vocalists as well, so we can mix it up.
And I think I read 3 banjo players?
Well, we're not very good banjo players, but we can pick them up.
Banjo's a big instrument these days, I've noticed.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful sound. It's so distinct.
It's almost like an extra snare drum. It's almost more percussive, really. It also, I don't know, in a musical sense, gets out of the way of the mid-range of the vocals and lets the vocals really shine. So I think that's probably why. Yeah.
I used to say I couldn't imagine a sad banjo song. Just banjos seem to be always happy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Sufjan Stevens kind of blew that one up when he used them in a way that was a banjo, but it was atmospheric and sad and beautiful. And I think a lot of people probably decided that lot of other things. I know people that actually play the banjo with violin bow as well, which gives quite an eerie sound. Andrew Penner from the Sun Parlor Players. We did music for a play in the Fringe Festival a couple of years ago where he did that. It was a great sound. So I don't think you need to use, even when you use traditional instruments, I don't think you need to use them in traditional ways.
Right. You could just like hit someone on the head with it and get some kind of tone, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. We recommend that, especially to all you kids learning. I think you should start with that.
We've got our mandolin in the other room there. We could try that out right now.
At that small at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a good way to go.
We'll start with small bruises.
Now, you mentioned you're multi-instrumentalist. Is that how does that work? Like when you're in the studio writing and recording a song, does someone's like, I need to try the xylophone here, and does everyone no? Let's just take it back a step here.
It usually happens before we're in the studio recording. It's usually sort of at this phase right now. We've just come out on tour. We spent a few weeks beforehand, rehearsing all the new materials so we could bring them out on the road to test them, and that was where most of the instruments decided what song they'd like to play on, And I really, it just sort of happens naturally for sure. I mean, the song almost says, I need some electric guitar here, or I need a little mandolin here, or 4-part harmony.
But we do like to mix it up. Like we found that our sound that works really well and stays out of the vocals is like mandolin with electric guitar, which gives it a really nice tone.
Oh, wow.
Things like that. So
it's like fusion cuisine or something.
Yeah, it really opens it up, and so we definitely just we try it and go, that doesn't sound right, or it doesn't sound fresh enough, and so we'll just grab other instruments. Our keyboard player Kevin plays viola and banjo and mandolin and guitar as well, so we don't need to stick with the same lineup every time. Yeah.
Is that what keeps it fun for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all fun.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think you do this kind of thing for the money. So if you even feel like you are still free with your own music, which is the only thing that you have, I don't even imagine why you'd want to do it.
I don't know why most people do anything, but
why did we get up today?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I'm looking for inspiration.
I wrote a song called "Why Have You Passed Me By," Grimly.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a great question. Why did we get up today?
I don't look for existentialism usually in the roots rock, but maybe I should now. Is it? There's a lot of that happening.
I think you're trying to pigeonhole us, and you just have to open your mind.
That's what I usually like to do if I can. Is find a way to just
Open
narrow. No, never. Well, if you want to open my mind, go ahead. Or you could blow my mind. Tell me something that I read that you're good with stories, and somebody in the band has a Nobel Prize.
Uh-oh.
Where did you read that?
How did that get going?
I do research. What do you
That's
think? I just sit here and do nothing?
Man.
I'm a professional too. You guys might know how to play instruments.
Actually, the most poetic and prophetic person we met was in a bar in Saskatoon, and we were sitting at a table having a post gig dinner, and this really gregarious guy started kind of including us in his own internal conversation. Of course, that's always scary. You're like, oh no, man, we haven't got our food yet. Like, this could be an hour, right? But then it very clearly became interesting as his girlfriend came in and they started making phone calls to her family, and it turns out that he had just broken his girlfriend out of a mental institute, and they were running out of the province on a road trip to get married, and he had some great prophetic words like that. I said, well, it doesn't make sense, but when someone loves you, you've got to love them back. So he started saying things like that, and we're just like, that's gold. So we gave him some French fries.
Yeah, and then he ordered 6 pieces of bacon. That was his whole dinner.
Yeah. That was the whole dinner.
Yeah. They were heading to Winnipeg to get married. And we said, why are you going to Winnipeg? And he said, well...
Everybody goes west. They'll never find us if we go east.
Now, is it something about your faces or who you are, do you think, that makes people want to come and just tell you these things?
I don't know. I guess he trusted that we wouldn't call the cops.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
When you find out he went on a murdering spree, will you regret that, or?
I don't.
Really.
He didn't seem like the type. You know why he told us anyways. Why he told us he was in the mental hospital in the first place. He said that he was going to Calgary from Saskatoon, I believe, to meet a girl that he was going to marry.
There's another girl, not this.
This is beforehand.
Uh-huh.
And whatever happened on the airplane ride between Saskatoon and Calgary caused him to somehow throw a television out of the airplane window. I don't.
How?
He got
I
put in
don't
a mental
understand how
institute,
that happens.
and then he met the woman of his dreams. And
In the mental institute.
Yeah. And then when he got discharged, he
Yeah.
broke her out. I'm not sure if he procured a vehicle of some sort, but anyways, but the whole point being, you just don't know where life's going to take you, and you can do the worst thing and still end up meeting the woman of your dreams.
Or it's like Prince said, when love calls, you got to go.
That's
exactly.
true. Yeah.
You know, wherever that may be. Maybe it is in the mental institution.
Maybe it's in
True.
Saskatoon.
At least you got something in common right there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if nothing else, you've got, what are you in for? That's a good icebreaker.
That's true.
It's a great first line, and that's always the hardest part, really.
Really?
The first line is always the hardest part.
But when you got something like that, wow. So this make it into a song? Do you think at some point? Or how do you work or is this something like that could be good mid-show banter? That's always good too. We like that stuff.
I think it's just good living. It's just interesting and good to hear.
I mean, we were all really tired. We just had driven through the night and played an afternoon show in the sun, and we just wanted to sit down and relax and have some dinner. And like Dave said at first, we were just sort of like, oh no, what do we got?
It was really rejuvenating, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It turned
it
out
really
to be
was.
fantastic.
And it's also like reality shows. They help you feel normal. You know, you might be having a bad day and you think, maybe I'm crazy. And then you're like, no, I'm not.
Or maybe
I don't
we're
think
just-
I ever
don't know.
feel normal. But
Yeah.
But when you're with someone like that, did that help you feel a little bit? Or did you want to take off with them too?
the fact that we thought it was good advice is maybe not an indication that we thought much of anything other than we kept talking to him and engaged him for another 45 minutes.
Get some good lines.
And, the fact that we maybe even thought it was a good way to live, it's,
I think it is.
yeah, I think so too.
I've learned a lot today, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, you gotta
Thanks.
throw a television out of your car window on the ride home.
Well, done that, been there. But,
Okay.
I might, I don't know, head off to a mental institution and see how I do.
All right.
You might
We'll
meet
see
the
you
man
there.
of your dreams.
Might be the man of my dreams. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah. We're here
So
for
much.
the love tips too.
Well, all right. If anyone has any love questions
single
for the
ladies
Warp
out there,
45s,
Don't go to the supermarket.
No.
No, that's old. You go to the mental institute or
Right.
to our show. I believe.
Does that work well?
Well, not for us. But there might be other guys there. Better guys.
Better guys.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for a ring on it. That's what you know, right? So,
That's
Yeah, it's true.
So I don't know. Do you know there's some grocery stores you can go to in the States that have, depending on the color of the basket you carry, it identifies your status?
I just read that.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know that in Waterton Lakes they have signs up because the deer attack people instead of people attacking deer? Have you
Oh.
ever been to Waterton Lakes?
No. Is this
They actually
are we
have
throwing
signs
out
up.
random things here now?
You
Yeah,
just
there
asked
was
me
a-
if I knew
Yeah.
something, and I was like, yeah, but do you know this? Test me again.
Okay. My nail polish here is called Commander and Chic.
Wow.
Neat.
Cool name.
Yeah, isn't it?
They look good, too. It really matches.
Decent.
Thanks. All right. Well, we're going to move along. How about some music?
Sure.
All right. Takes a Toll. Tell us about it.
You would.
Oh, I wrote
Oh.
that song in Australia. I lived
In a mental institution?
No. No, that was before that.
A prison colony.
No, before that too. This is around the time I won my first Nobel Peace Prize.
You first.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks. No, I was living in a town called Newcastle in Australia, which is a little surf town, a couple hours north of Sydney, and it's a reasonably simple song, I think, which I think is good once in a while, and it's a song that's just sort of hung around for a few years, and when I got back, we played it with the band. It was a natural fit.
Perfect.
It made the album.
Well done. And the Nobel Peace Prize. That is quite something. I felt honored to be here. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
for
And
having
you're
us.
playing tonight here at Little Mountain.
The Little Mountain Gallery.
The Little Mountain Gallery. I think it's
Which side?
28th and Main, 27th.
It was East 26th Avenue.
Yeah, just off Main
95.
Street.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
And with T-Nile as well.
T now, right,
She's
in
with us.
Vancouver. All right. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.